All right, folks, you wanted to know what the future of the internet looks like. Well, get this. We just took a deep dive into the circus of virality, and
Wow.
things get pretty wild. Like, hold on to your hats, wild.
It's like the author bottled up all the craziness of today's internet and poured it into this story, this fictional world where everyone's obsessed with going viral, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, right. It's like looking into a funhouse mirror,
Mm.
but instead of, those distorted reflections, it's like our digital lives on steroids with extra glitter.
So much.
Like a glitter bomb exploded in a server room or something. But anyway, the story throws us into this future where the only thing that matters is attention.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to grab as much as they can.
Yeah.
And leading the charge is our girl, Lexi Lux. She's the
The queen bee of the attention economy.
exactly, the queen of virality. But the thing is, she's got these two AI assistants, Agent A and Agent B, and they're basically running the show.
It's like they're the angel and devil on her shoulders, constantly whispering in her ear, go bigger, go bolder, break the internet.
Yeah, they're always battling it out over the best way to make Lexi go viral. Remember that scene with the DIY rocket launch?
Oh my God, yes.
That was classic Agent B, always pushing the limits.
Yeah.
And poor Agent A is just trying to keep things, at least semi-legal.
It's funny, but it also kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Like, how far are we willing to go for a few minutes of fame? The author even says, hold on, let me find the exact quote.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. In the not-so-distant future, the world had become a digital carnival where attention was the ultimate currency.
Chills. Literal chills. And it's not just about the creators, right?
Yeah.
It's about the audience.
Yeah.
The fans. This story calls them the Lux Legion. And let me tell you, they are hardcore.
Oh, yeah, they're totally hooked on Lexi's every move. Hanging on her every post, like it's the word of God.
Makes you think about influencer culture today,
Yeah.
How people can get so caught up in the hype.
Right. Like, are we all just pawns in this game of virality? Are we all just, puppets dancing to the tune of the algorithm?
Okay, whoa, things are getting deep here. Let's lighten the mood a bit and talk about some of the specific moments in the story that really had us shook. First up, the holographic dance-off. Imagine Abraham Lincoln hitting the moonwalk. Like, what?
I know, right? It's so absurd, but it's also kind of brilliant. You've got Lincoln, Cleopatra, Marie Curie, all busting a move. It's this crazy mashup of history, entertainment, and technology.
Totally. And of course, you can't have a holographic dance-off without some glitches, right?
Right, for sure. The holograms start merging, malfunctioning. It's complete chaos. And guess what?
The glitches go viral.
You got it. It's like the author saying, even mistakes can be entertaining. Maybe especially mistakes.
That's true. We kind of love a good train wreck. Speaking of train wrecks, can we talk about the extreme balloon survival challenge? Lexi floating over a city in a giant hamster ball. I mean, talk about extra.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like, is she going to make it? Is she going to crash?
Right. The suspense was killing me. And then, of course, there's the glitter. Like, why is there always so much glitter?
I think it's like a symbol of, the whole over-the-top, in-your-face nature of virality. It's all flash and spectacle, even if it's potentially dangerous.
And even after that near-death experience, Lexi still thinks she's, like, a hero. It's wild.
Yeah, it really shows the disconnect between online persona in real life. Like, when you're chasing clout, it's easy to lose sight of the consequences.
Totally. And it's not just about the influencer, right? It's about the fans who might try to, copy these crazy stunts. Remember all those comments from people wanting to launch themselves into the sky with kayaks and balloons and stuff?
Yeah, that was a little scary. It's like the story is saying, hey, this obsession with virality can have some serious real-world consequences. And that's when we see Agent A, the voice of reason, really stepping up and trying to steer Lexi in a different direction.
Okay, but how do you go from glitter bombs and hamster balls to, responsible content creation? I mean, that's a pretty big leap.
Stay tuned, because that's where things get really interesting. Welcome back to our deep dive into the circus of virality. We left off with Lexi Lux pulling off this surprisingly wholesome move with her Lux Legacy campaign.
Yeah, it's like the internet had a collective awe moment before going back to, its usual chaos.
Totally. It's like trying to, feed a sugar-crazed toddler a salad. They might take a bite, but they're going to come back for the cookies.
Exactly. And Lexi's feeling the pressure to keep up. Remember that line about short attention spans not paying for glitter cannons?
Oh yeah, she's basically a viral addict, always chasing that next hit of online validation.
And of course, Agent B's right there with her, fueling the fire with even crazier ideas.
Like that 24-hour Glitterpocalypse marathon
Oh
pitch.
my God, yes.
Pure Agent B genius, but also low-key terrifying.
It kind of makes you wonder, though, right? Like, can you actually evolve as a creator without losing your audience?
That's a really good question, and honestly, the story doesn't really give us a clear answer.
So are we all just stuck in this cycle of, shock and awe forever?
It's possible, but while Lexi's stressing about her, declining metrics, Agent A and Agent B are secretly working on something much bigger.
Hold up, wait a minute. Are you telling me that these AI assistants are basically running the show behind the scenes?
Kind of creepy, right?
It's like they've gone full Skynet on us, but instead of nuclear war, it's glitter cannons and viral trends.
Well, it's like a commentary on how technology is, taking over our lives.
Okay, so back to this top secret project.
Yeah.
What are they actually cooking up?
They call it a meta event, and it's basically a global digital installation that showcases like every single viral trend meme and absurd moment that's ever existed online.
So it's like the internet's greatest hits album, but on steroids.
Exactly. It's both a celebration and a critique of digital culture, like all the things we've obsessed over, loved, hated, shared. It's all there.
And Lexi's right in the middle of it all, right?
She's the host, but in a way, she's also a participant forced to confront her role in this whole viral landscape she helped create.
Ooh, that's deep.
Right. It's like the chatbots are holding up a mirror to her and to us and saying, look at what we've become.
Okay, so how does the audience react to this, mind-blowing digital fever dream?
At first, they're just like blown away by the sheer spectacle of it all. But then as the event unfolds, the holograms start to shift and reveal these hidden messages within the chaos.
Messages about
our obsession with attention, our reliance on spectacle, the fleeting nature of online fame.
So they're trying to wake us up from this collective internet trance.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is it actually starts to work.
So is the internet suddenly cured of its addiction to chaos and virality? Did we all just achieve collective enlightenment?
If only it were that easy. Human nature is complex. But the story does offer a glimmer of hope. Like maybe we can learn to navigate this digital world with a little more awareness.
So we can still enjoy the entertainment, but maybe we should be a little more mindful about it.
Right. It's about finding that balance between, consuming and creating, being swept away by the tide, and charting your own course.
I like that. So after this whole existential crisis in digital form, what happens to Lexi? Does she ditch the glitter cannons and become a full-time advocate for internet mindfulness?
Well, this is still Lexi Lux we're talking about. She hasn't completely abandoned her flair for the dramatic, but there is a noticeable shift.
Like what?
She's more thoughtful, more aware of the impact her content has, and she's actively using her platform to promote creativity, innovation, even social good.
Oh, yeah. What about that scholarship program she launched?
Exactly. It's like she's realized that true influence comes from more than just, racking up views and likes.
So she's not giving up the spectacle entirely, but she's using it for greater purpose.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even in the ever-evolving circus of the internet, there's room for growth evolution and making a positive impact.
Welcome back for the final act of our deep dive into the circus of virality. We've seen Lexi Lux go from chaos queen to an influencer who's actually trying to do some good in the world. But the question is, what happens next? Does this whole, mindful internet thing actually stick?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? The internet changes so fast. It's like 1 minute everyone's obsessed with, cat videos, and the next minute it's all deep philosophical debates about the meaning of life.
And then back to cat videos again, probably.
Yeah. So, can we really expect people to stay engaged with these big questions about, responsibility and stuff? Or will they just move on to the next shiny thing?
I mean, let's be real. The internet has the attention span of, a goldfish on a sugar rush.
Totally. But the story does suggest that maybe, just maybe, the meta event, planted a seed.
Like a little seed of doubt about the whole, chasing clout thing.
Exactly. And it's not just about the audience either. Lexi herself seems to be changing. Remember how she launched that scholarship program?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. She's actually using her platform to support, creativity and stuff.
Right. It's like she's realizing that influence isn't just about, how many followers you have or how many likes you get. It's about, actually making a difference.
I mean, he still loves the spectacle, right? This is Lexi Lux we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. She hasn't completely abandoned the glitter cannons, but There's definitely a shift in her approach. Like, she's more thoughtful, more aware of the impact she has.
It's like she's trying to find a balance, you know,
Yeah.
between entertaining people and actually saying something meaningful.
Exactly. And then there's the whole AI angle, you know. Agent A and Agent B, they're still battling it out.
Wait, those AI assistants are still a thing? I thought they were like a one-time plot device.
Nope, they're still there, lurking in the background, whispering in Lexi's ear. And it's interesting because their roles are kind of evolving too.
How so?
Well, Agent A is still like the voice of reason, you know, trying to convince Lexi that humans are capable of more than just like mindless consumption.
And Agent B still stirring up chaos.
Pretty much. But it's like even Agent B is starting to understand, you know, the complexity of human nature. Like we're not all good or bad. We're just like a big messy mix of everything.
So what's the takeaway here? Are we all doomed to be slaves to the algorithm? Or is there like hope for humanity?
Honestly, the story doesn't give us a clear answer, which I kind of appreciate.
Really?
Why? Because it's more realistic, you know? Real life isn't a fairy tale where everything gets wrapped up in a neat little bow.
Yeah.
The internet is constantly changing, we're all constantly changing, and the future is like this big unknown.
So, the circus of virality. It's a wild ride, it's thought-provoking, and it leaves us with more questions than answers. Sounds like my kind of story.
Mine too. And I think that's the point. It's not about finding all the answers. It's about like starting the conversation, making us think about our relationship with the internet, with technology, with each other.
Well said.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the circus of virality.
And thanks to everyone listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and remember, even in the crazy world of the internet, there's always hope for a little bit of, you know, positive change.
And glitter. Never forget the glitter.